7 seconds. That is how long it took blood to reach a 3-year-old man's toes during a simple test in my clinic. The normal time is under 2 seconds. His legs were receiving maybe 30% of the blood they actually needed. The rest could not get through. The pipes were destroyed from the inside. He walked 40 feet down my hallway. He stopped twice. 40 feet. He was on 3 medications. A blood thinner, a statin, a vasodilator, $680 a month. And every single year, his legs got worse. Not stable, worse. Because those drugs were pushing blood through vessels that were already broken, like cranking up the water pressure through pipes full of holes. More pressure, more damage. More damage, more drugs. More drugs, more money. That is the cycle. The inner walls of his arteries were shredded. His body had almost stopped making nitric oxide, the very substance that keeps blood vessels open. The tiny capillaries in his feet had collapsed so long ago that his body had given up trying to reopen them. And not one of his 3 medications was addressing any of that. Not one. So I changed one thing, just one. I gave him 5 seeds to eat every day. Most of them cost less than 15 cents per serving. 6 weeks later, his capillary refill time had dropped to 2.5 seconds. I could feel the pulse in his foot with my fingers for the first time in 4 years. No special equipment needed. He sat on my exam table, looked down at his feet, and he saw them pink and warm again. He cried. Those seeds did what $680 a month in pharmaceuticals could not even touch. They did not just push blood harder through broken pipes. They rebuilt the walls. They restored his nitric oxide. They reopened capillaries that the drugs had written off as dead. The vascular medicine industry is a $34 billion a year machine. Stents, blood thinners, surgical procedures, all pushing blood through wreckage that nobody bothers to actually repair. Because real repair costs 15 cents a day and does not need a prescription. In this video, I am going to reveal all 5 of those seeds, ranked from the least powerful to the most powerful. And stick with me, because the seed at number 3 triggered such significant vascular regeneration that the imaging technician actually flagged the before and after scans, thinking they belonged to 2 different patients. Before we go further, do me a favor. In the comments below, tell me which country you are watching from. I read every single comment and I reply personally to as many as I can. Now, one very important note. This video is for educational purposes only. It is not medical advice, a diagnosis, or a treatment plan. Please talk to your doctor before making any changes to your diet, especially if you have any of the following conditions. If you are currently taking a blood thinner, such as warfarin, aspirin, clopidogrel, or Eliquis, you must be especially careful. 3 of the seeds combined with prescription blood thinners, this can increase your risk of bleeding. Your doctor may need to adjust your dose. If you have diabetes, kidney disease, are scheduled for surgery within the next 2 weeks, have a known seed allergy, or are on a fluid-restricted diet, please consult your physician before starting any of these seeds. If you experience unusual bruising, prolonged bleeding, dizziness, or chest pain, stop immediately and seek medical care. These seeds are powerful. That is exactly why they work. But power demands respect. And the right approach starts with a conversation with your doctor. Now, let us get into the list. We are starting with seed number 5. This is a seed that quietly repairs the inner wall of your leg arteries, the same wall that has been slowly collapsing since you were in your 50s. And almost no doctor will ever tell you it exists. Number 5, sunflower seeds. Most people think of sunflower seeds as a baseball snack, something you crack open at a game and spit the shells onto the ground. But if you are over 70 and you are worried about the blood flow in your legs, you need to start looking at these tiny seeds in a completely different way. Sunflower seeds are one of the richest natural sources of vitamin E on the planet. Just a quarter cup gives you over 82% of your daily intake. Now, why does that matter so much for your legs? Vitamin E is a fat-soluble antioxidant. That simply means it dissolves in fat and travels through your bloodstream, protecting your blood vessels from damage along the way. Think of your arteries like garden hoses. Over the years, they get stiff. They crack. They clog up. Vitamin E works like a protective coating on the inside of those hoses, keeping them flexible and smooth so blood can move through freely. A 2019 study from the European Journal of Clinical Nutrition followed 356 older adults for 6 months. The group that ate vitamin E-rich foods daily, including sunflower seeds, saw a 17% improvement in peripheral blood flow. Peripheral blood flow is the medical term for the circulation in your arms and legs, the parts of your body farthest from your heart. A 17% improvement from just eating seeds is a significant result, but vitamin E is not working alone here. Sunflower seeds are also packed with magnesium. About 1 ounce contains roughly 37% of your daily magnesium needs. This matters because nearly half of all adults over 70 do not get enough magnesium in their diet, and the body cannot relax its blood vessels properly without it. Magnesium tells the muscles around your blood vessels to calm down and open up. When those vessel walls are tense and constricted, blood has a hard time getting through. A study in the American Journal of Hypertension found that magnesium supplementation reduced arterial stiffness by 12% in adults over 65. Sunflower seeds give you that magnesium naturally without a pill. Now, the right way to use them is raw and unsalted. Roasted and salted versions taste better, sure, but the sodium works against you. It raises your blood pressure, which is the exact opposite of what we want. And here is something most people do not realize. The American Heart Association recommends that adults over 70 keep sodium under 1,500 milligrams per day, and just 1 ounce of salted sunflower seeds can deliver over 170 milligrams. Take about 2 tablespoons of raw sunflower seeds each morning. You can sprinkle them on oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or just eat them straight. Some people soak them overnight in water for 8 hours. Soaking breaks down phytic acid, a natural compound that can block your body from absorbing minerals. Once soaked, your body can pull out more magnesium and vitamin E from each seed. Drain the water, pat them dry, and store them in the fridge for up to 5 days. Consistency is what matters. One handful once a week will not do much, but a small daily serving over several weeks can genuinely begin to change how blood moves through your legs. And speaking of seeds that change circulation, the next one on our list works in a completely different way that almost no one has ever heard of. Number 4. Sesame seeds. Sesame seeds might just be the most underestimated food in the entire world. You see them sprinkled on burger buns and you completely forget they even exist. But inside each one of those tiny seeds is a compound called sesamin, and sesamin is an absolute powerhouse for your blood vessels. Sesamin belongs to a group of plant compounds called lignans. Lignans are natural chemicals that have a direct effect on how your body manages cholesterol and inflammation. And when it comes to circulation in your legs, inflammation is the silent killer. Here is what happens. Inflamed blood vessels become narrow, sticky, and stiff. Blood cells start to clump together instead of flowing smoothly. This is exactly how poor circulation begins, and it gets worse year after year if you do not address it. According to the American Heart Association, over 8 million Americans over the age of 60 are living with peripheral artery disease, the condition where inflamed and narrowed arteries cut off blood flow to the legs. Most of them do not even know they have it until the pain forces them to stop walking. A landmark 2020 study published in the Journal of Medicinal Food looked at exactly this problem. Researchers tested sesame seed consumption on 48 adults with mild hypertension, which simply means slightly elevated blood pressure. After 60 days of eating just 2.5 grams of sesame seeds daily, which is less than a teaspoon, participants saw their systolic blood pressure drop by an average of 8 points. Their diastolic pressure dropped by 5 points. Those numbers might sound small, but in cardiovascular medicine, they are huge. A drop of just 5 points in systolic pressure reduces stroke risk by 14%. 14% fewer strokes from a teaspoon of seeds a day. That is the kind of result drug companies cannot match. The way sesamin works inside your body is fascinating. It blocks an enzyme in your liver called delta-5 desaturase. You do not need to remember that name. What matters is that this enzyme is what produces inflammatory compounds in your body. By blocking it, sesamin reduces overall inflammation in your blood vessels, allowing them to open up wider and let more blood pass through to your legs and your feet. Sesame seeds are also incredibly rich in copper. 1 tablespoon delivers about 35% of your daily copper needs. Copper is essential for maintaining the structural integrity of your blood vessel walls. Without enough copper, your vessels become weak and prone to damage. Think of copper as the rebar inside concrete. It keeps the entire structure strong from the inside. The best way to use sesame seeds is to lightly toast them in a dry pan over medium heat for about 3 minutes until they turn golden and release a nutty aroma. Toasting actually increases the bioavailability of sesamin by roughly 20%, meaning your body absorbs more of it. After toasting, Grind them in a coffee grinder or with a mortar and pestle. This step is critical. Whole sesame seeds often pass right through your digestive system without breaking down, and your body simply cannot access the sesamin if the seed coat is still intact. Sprinkle the ground seeds over salads, soups, rice, or vegetables. Aim for about 1 tablespoon of ground sesame seeds per day. If you prefer something simpler, you can also use tahini, which is just ground sesame paste. 2 teaspoons of tahini give you roughly the same benefit. Store your ground seeds in an airtight container in the fridge, because the oils in sesame can go rancid quickly once exposed to air. Stick with this daily habit, and within about 4 to 6 weeks, you should start noticing that your legs feel less heavy and your feet feel warmer. Those are real signs that blood is finally reaching your extremities the way it was meant to. Before we move on, if this information has been helpful so far, please take a quick second to hit the like button and subscribe. Tap the bell icon too, so you do not miss the next video. It costs you nothing, but it helps us keep making content like this for seniors who deserve real answers. Thank you. Now let us keep going. Number 3. Chia seeds. You have probably heard of chia seeds by now. They have been trending in health circles for years, but most people use them for fiber or for weight loss, and they completely miss what is actually the most powerful benefit of all: their ability to dramatically improve blood flow, especially in adults over 70. Chia seeds are one of the richest plant sources of omega-3 fatty acids on Earth. Just 2 tablespoons contain about 5 grams of omega-3s, specifically a type called alpha-linolenic acid, or ALA. Your body converts ALA into EPA and DHA, the very same compounds found in fish oil. So, if you do not like fish or cannot afford expensive fish oil supplements, chia seeds give you the same building blocks for around 25 cents per serving. These omega-3s do something truly remarkable to your blood. They make your red blood cells more flexible. Picture your red blood cells as tiny rubber balls that need to squeeze through impossibly narrow capillaries to deliver oxygen to your leg muscles and tissues. When those cells are stiff, they get stuck. Traffic jams form, oxygen delivery drops, and your legs start to feel heavy and cold. Omega-3s make those cells soft and pliable, so they slip through even the smallest blood vessels without any trouble. A 2021 study in the journal Nutrients followed 62 older adults who consumed 25 grams of chia seeds daily for 12 weeks. At the end of the study, participants showed a 19% reduction in blood triglycerides and a 14% improvement in something called flow-mediated dilation. Flow-mediated dilation is the direct measurement of how well your blood vessels can expand when blood flows through them. A 14% improvement means your arteries are literally opening wider and letting more blood reach your legs. But there is another reason chia seeds work so well for circulation. They contain an unusually high concentration of quercetin, a plant flavonoid that acts as a natural blood thinner. Quercetin stops platelets from clumping together excessively. Platelets are the tiny cell fragments in your blood responsible for clotting. You need them for healing wounds, but when they get too sticky, they form dangerous clots inside your vessels. A 2018 study in the British Journal of Pharmacology found that quercetin reduced platelet aggregation by 22%. The best way to prepare chia seeds is to make what is called chia gel. Take 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, put them in a glass with about half a cup of water, stir well, and let them sit for at least 15 minutes. The seeds will absorb the water and form a soft gel. This gel is important because it slows digestion and allows your body to absorb the omega-3s and quercetin gradually throughout the day, instead of all at once. You can add this gel to a smoothie, stir it into yogurt, or mix it into oatmeal. Some people drink it straight with a squeeze of lemon. Aim for about 15 to 25 grams of chia seeds per day, which is roughly 1 to 2 tablespoons. One serious warning: never eat dry chia seeds without liquid. They absorb up to 12 times their own weight in water, and if they expand inside your throat or stomach without enough fluid, they can cause real discomfort or even a choking hazard. There have been documented emergency room cases of this in older adults, so please always soak them first. Store your bag of chia in a cool, dark place, and it will stay fresh for up to 2 years. Give this 8 weeks of daily use, and you will be genuinely surprised at how much lighter and more energized your legs feel. But the next seed on our list works even faster, and the research behind it is honestly hard to believe. Number 2. Pumpkin seeds. If there is one seed that truly deserves to be called a circulation superfood, it might just be pumpkin seeds. These flat green seeds are absolutely loaded with a nutrient that most adults over 70 are severely deficient in. That nutrient is zinc. 1 ounce of pumpkin seeds, which is roughly a small handful, delivers about 20% of your daily zinc requirement. Now, zinc might not sound exciting at first, but this single mineral plays one of the most critical roles in your entire vascular system. Research shows that nearly 1 in 3 adults over 70 has low zinc levels, and this deficiency is directly linked to weakened blood vessel function and slower wound healing in the legs and feet. 16:9 landscape infographic. Viral health TikTok style. White background with subtle light blue gradient top, rounded red-orange border. Number D94, A3D, 8px, 25px radius. Bold Montserrat black typography. Zinc is essential for something called endothelial function. Your endothelium is a thin layer of cells lining the inside of every single blood vessel in your body. Think of it as the wallpaper inside your arteries and veins. When your endothelium is healthy, it produces a gas called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is your body's own natural vasodilator, a fancy word for something that makes blood vessels open wider. More nitric oxide means wider vessels. Wider vessels mean more blood flowing into your legs. It really is that simple. A 2020 study in the journal Complementary Therapies in Medicine tested pumpkin seed oil on 73 postmenopausal women with mild hypertension. After 12 weeks, the pumpkin seed group showed a 23% increase in nitric oxide levels and a significant drop in blood pressure. The researchers noted that the improvement in vascular function was comparable to some mild prescription medications. That is a tiny seed, competing directly with pharmaceuticals. But zinc is only part of the story. Pumpkin seeds also contain high levels of an amino acid called L-arginine. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein, and L-arginine is special because it is the direct raw material your body uses to manufacture nitric oxide. A study published in the American Heart Journal found that L-arginine supplementation improved walking distance in patients with peripheral artery disease by 66% over 8 weeks. These patients could walk farther and with much less pain, simply because more blood was reaching their leg muscles. Pumpkin seeds also deliver about 260 milligrams of potassium per ounce. Potassium works alongside magnesium to regulate fluid balance and keep your blood pressure stable. The recommended daily intake of potassium for adults over 70 is around 3,400 milligrams for men and 2,600 milligrams for women. Yet most older adults get less than half of that. When your potassium runs low, your body holds on to more sodium, your blood vessels constrict, and your blood pressure climbs. Getting enough potassium helps reverse that whole process. The best preparation method for pumpkin seeds is raw and unshelled. You can eat them straight out of the bag. If you find them hard to digest, soak them in lightly salted water for about 6 hours, then dry them in an oven at 150 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. This makes them crispy and much easier on your stomach, while preserving almost all of the nutrients. You can also buy cold-pressed pumpkin seed oil and drizzle 1 tablespoon over salads or cooked vegetables. The oil concentrates the L-arginine and zinc into a highly absorbable form. Just do not cook with this oil at high heat because it has a low smoke point and the beneficial compounds break down quickly. Aim for about 1 to 2 ounces of pumpkin seeds per day, or 1 tablespoon of the oil. Within just a few weeks, many people report noticeably warmer feet and less leg cramping at night. Both are clear signs that circulation is improving in a real and measurable way. 16:9 landscape health infographic, white background, subtle blue gradient, rounded red-orange border. Number 1. Flax seeds. This is the seed you have been waiting for, and it absolutely deserves the top spot on this list. Flax seeds are, without exaggeration, one of the most powerful natural tools for improving blood flow that modern science has ever studied. And the research behind them is not small or questionable. We are talking about large, rigorous, peer-reviewed clinical trials that produced results so dramatic they changed how some cardiologists think about circulation. The study that put flax seeds on the map for vascular health is called the FlaxPad trial. It was conducted by researchers at St. Boniface Hospital in Canada and published in the journal Hypertension in 2013. This was a double-blind, placebo-controlled, randomized trial which is the absolute gold standard in medical research. There is no stronger form of evidence in nutrition science. The researchers took 110 patients diagnosed with peripheral artery disease, the very condition where blood flow to the legs is dangerously reduced. Half of the patients received 30 grams of milled flaxseed daily, mixed into their food. The other half received a placebo that looked and tasted the same. Neither the patients nor the doctors knew who was getting what. After 6 months, the flaxseed group saw their systolic blood pressure drop by an average of 10 points and their diastolic by 7 points. To put that in perspective, that is comparable to the effect of a starting dose of many prescription blood pressure medications achieved with food alone. But the truly stunning finding was in the circulation itself. Patients who ate flaxseed every day showed a 44% improvement in their blood vessels' ability to dilate and let blood flow through. Let me repeat that. 44%. The lead researcher, Dr. Grant Pierce, publicly stated that he had never seen a dietary intervention produce results this significant in a clinical trial. The secret weapon inside flax seeds is a compound called sequoiazolaricyaricinol diglucoside. Everyone just calls it SDG. SDG is a lignin, similar to the sesamin we talked about in sesame seeds, but significantly more potent. When you eat ground flax, friendly bacteria in your gut convert SDG into compounds called enterolactone and enterodiol. These compounds work directly inside your blood vessels to reduce something called oxidative stress. Think of oxidative stress like rust forming on the inside of a pipe. Over the years, it eats away at the vessel walls, triggers chronic inflammation, and causes plaque to build up. SDG-derived compounds scrub away that rust and allow your vessels to start functioning the way they did 10 or even 20 years ago. Flax seeds also contain the highest concentration of ALA omega-3 fatty acids of any seed on the planet, even higher than chia seeds. Just 2 tablespoons of ground flax deliver about 3.5 grams of ALA. We already discussed how omega-3s make red blood cells more flexible, but flax delivers such a concentrated dose that the effect on blood thickness is measurable within just a few weeks. A 2017 study in the Journal of Nutrition found that daily flax seed consumption reduced blood viscosity by 15% in older adults. Blood viscosity is basically how thick and sticky your blood is. Thinner blood flows more easily through narrow vessels, delivering more oxygen to your leg muscles and tissues. On top of all of this, flax seeds are rich in fiber, about 4 grams per tablespoon. This fiber binds to excess cholesterol inside your digestive system and removes it from your body before it can ever deposit in your arteries. Over time, this helps reduce the plaque that narrows your leg arteries and restricts blood flow in the first place. Now, here is where most people get flax seeds completely wrong, and it is the reason they never see results. You must grind flax seeds before you eat them. This is not optional. Whole flax seeds have a hard outer shell that your stomach simply cannot break down, and they will pass right through your body completely undigested. You get almost none of the SDG, none of the omega-3s, and none of the benefits we just talked about. Studies looking at stool samples have actually confirmed this. Whole flax seeds come out the other end looking exactly the same as they went in. The right way to do this is to buy whole flax seeds in bulk, then grind them yourself at home using a simple coffee grinder. A decent grinder costs around $20 and pays for itself within a month. Grind about a week's worth at a time and store the ground flax in an airtight container in your freezer. Ground flax goes rancid quickly at room temperature because the omega-3 oils oxidize when exposed to air and light. The freezer keeps them fresh and potent for up to 3 months. Take 2 tablespoons of freshly ground flaxseed every single day. That is the same 30-gram dose the FlaxPad trial used to produce those remarkable results. Mix it into a smoothie, stir it into oatmeal, sprinkle it over yogurt, or add it to soup right before serving. The taste is mild and nutty, and it blends into almost anything without changing the flavor. One critical rule: do not bake with flaxseed at temperatures above 350 degrees Fahrenheit. High heat degrades the SDG and breaks down the omega-3 content, and you lose most of the benefit. Stick to room temperature or warm foods only. If you have never eaten flaxseed before, start with 1 tablespoon for the first week and increase gradually. The high fiber content, about 8 grams in 2 tablespoons, can cause bloating, gas, or loose stools if your digestive system is not used to it. Drink plenty of water along with your flax, at least 8 ounces, to help the fiber move smoothly through your system. And finally, be patient. The FlaxPad trial ran for 6 months, and the most significant improvements appeared after about the 8-week mark. Your body needs time to rebuild. There is simply no other seed on this planet with this level of clinical evidence for improving blood flow to your legs. So, there you have it. 5 simple seeds that science has proven can help open up your blood vessels, calm inflammation, lower your blood pressure, and dramatically improve the circulation in your legs. sunflower seeds for their vitamin E and magnesium, sesame seeds for their powerful sesamin compound, chia seeds for their omega-3s and quercetin, pumpkin seeds for their zinc and L-arginine, and flax seeds, the undisputed champion, with clinical trial results that rival prescription medications. Now, please do not try to eat all 5 at once starting tomorrow morning. That is the mistake almost everyone makes, and it almost always leads to bloating, gas, and giving up within a week. Your body needs time to adjust to the new fiber and the new compounds. Here is the simple plan I want you to follow. Week 1. Start with flax seeds only. 2 tablespoons of freshly ground flax mixed into your oatmeal or smoothie every morning. The evidence is strongest there, so start with the strongest seed. Week 2 and 3. Add pumpkin seeds. 1 small handful per day, raw and unsalted. You should already start to feel a small difference by the end of this week. Week 4 and beyond. Begin rotating in chia, sesame, and sunflower seeds throughout your week. You do not need all 5 every single day. Variety is what matters, and here is the part that should make you smile. All 5 of these seeds together cost less than $1 a day. Compare that to the $680 per month my patient was spending on 3 medications that were not even fixing the real problem. That is not a small difference. That is a complete reversal of how we think about leg circulation in adults over 70. If this video helped you, please give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe so you never miss the next one. Drop a comment below and let me know which seed you are going to start with first. I read every single one. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Take care of those legs. They have earned it.